it's Christy from crystalknitsandpearls.com. I am a Florida knitter who shares her knitting adventures through the Sunshine State. And this week I am covering what I received in the mail, advent calendars opened, what I've been working on, finished knitting projects, what I'm reading, what I'm watching, all that good stuff. But it's actually covering December the 4th through today, December the 13th, because my husband had surgery last Friday on the 6th, so I shot my video last week a little bit early. Let's see, I want to start with what I have opened with my advent calendar. This is an elf theme advent calendar from southernskeins.com. If you use my name as your coupon code, you will receive 15% off anything that you order from Southern Skeins. She is one of my favorite Florida yarn dyers. So these are the minis that I have opened starting last Thursday through today, through this morning. Lots of pinks and whites, lots of like teals or aquas and whites, even some pinks and aquas. And then if you look at last week's video, you'll see I opened Christmas Day early. I opened it on day 1, and that is the large skein, which is a variegated colorway. So it has a bunch of different colors in it that these little minis will complement nicely. I shared last week a poncho that I was going to knit with these. I have since changed my mind. I decided to knit a shrug, so it's a little bit more of a shrug than a poncho instead. While I am not buying the pattern, I am going to use the Friday Shrug by Jackie, I forget, Jones maybe? I forget her last name. She has like a shrug collection, and I'm going to do the Friday one. I watched a bunch of videos from other knitters who had knit that and kind of came to terms with what that looks like. It's essentially a sock, like a tube that you pull over your head. So she does like a loose bind on, or cast on, excuse me, and a loose bind off to finish off the top and the bottom. And then it's just a ribbed knit other than that. So it's kind of like knitting a sock without kitchening the toe, obviously, and then you just pull it over your head. So I am going to attempt that. And I don't think I will use all of these minis and or all of the skein, the main skein, but I am going to wait until I unwrap all of these colors and then kind of put colors together. And I may even pull from my stash. We'll just see how that all comes out. I think it's like maybe 6 colors in total that you typically use to create it. So, I mean, again, I'm not really following the pattern per se, so I can really do what I want with that. But that is everything that I unwrapped and or received in the mail this week. I have some things coming in today, but other than that, my finished objects are one of the Christmas Sprinkles knee-high sock for my oldest daughter. She's really tall, so she has a really long leg. I think there's 170 rounds just in the leg. I did a vanilla sock pattern, not knee-high specific. I did 18 rounds of a knit 2 purl 1 cuff, straight knitting for 170 rounds on her leg. Did the heel flap and turn, knitted, I think 50-ish maybe on her foot, and then Kitchenered the toe. So one of her socks is done, and one of the socks for my middle is done. Again, Christmas sprinkles yarn. This is Emma's yarn. It's Emma's Practically Perfect sock yarn, to be specific. I dunked her sock accidentally in coffee. Haven't gotten it all out yet. I need to wash it and see if it comes out. Fortunately, she can wear that on the inside and no one will probably notice, but that's what you're seeing there. Coffee. So it's very sad. But I did get some of it out, believe it or not. But I'll try to get the rest of it out with a wash. But she has 16 rounds of ribbing for the cuff. So knit 2, purl 1. She has 99 rounds straight knit for her leg, heel, flap, and turn. And she's got about 40-ish or so rounds for her foot, and then Kitchenered the toe. So that's one sock for each girl, and of course I had already finished the youngest's pair. So cast on or works in progress. This is sock number 2 for my middle. I'm knitting these on size 3, US size 3 9-inch circulars. It's in a bag by Tater Tot Meeks, one of my favorite project bags. The second sock for my oldest is in a Vera Bradley Mingo crossover that I love. I've shared this before with you. And I'm knitting hers on US 1 or size 1 9-inch circulars. This is just the cuff done. That's it. I am on the leg for the middle, so I think I'm in the 30s and I have to knit the 99, so we'll get there. I have not touched this at all because I have been madly knitting socks, trying to get them done for school so they can wear it with their uniforms. But this is where I'm at with my oldest daughter's Hurricane blanket. Hurricane yarn from Hobbii. I am through the entire first, my thing popped off. The entire first cake and have added, so I should say the second cake. I put this on halt, coming to terms with it's not going to be done before Christmas, right? And I have the 2 other blankets in different colorways for the other 2 girls. But anyways, that's that. What I have been watching this week, my husband and I are on, I think, season 9-ish for Chicago Fire. And I have sporadically been watching The Diplomat. And I started a few minutes of Bad Sisters, the new season. But not really far into that. Mostly been knitting and watching that Chicago Fire. I did read a lot. I actually listened to a lot of audiobooks this week. With my husband being in surgery on last Friday, I listened to 2 audiobooks while I was waiting for his 8-hour surgery to complete. So what I finished last week and this week, How to Solve Your Own Murder. I may have mentioned that one last week. That's a great book. Highly recommend. I finished Here We Go Again. I finished The 19th Christmas, which is part of the Women's Murder Club by James Patterson. I finished The Christmas Basket by Debbie McComber. I finished The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson. That had a twist ending, so I enjoyed that one. I finished Crema's Christmas Cookies and Crooks by Harper Lynn. And then I finished a Mrs. Miracle Christmas, also by Debbie McComber. I am currently listening to, I also finished, Christmas Cocoa Murder by Carlene O'Connor, Maddie Day, and Alex Erickson. Cute, like in Scotland, murder mystery that had to do with Christmas cocoa and around Christmas time. And I am currently reading, or listening to, I should say, The Christmas Spirit by Debbie McComber. So I have quite a few Christmas books still left on my shelf. So hopefully I will get through those this month. Let's see, what else? That's pretty much all I've been up to. You can find me, of course, here on YouTube at Florida Knits. You can find me on Facebook at Christy Knits, Instagram and Pinterest at Christy Co. YouTube at Florida Knits, I mentioned that. Threads and Ravelry is my name, Christy McCauley. And I've also included my Goodreads link down below so that you can check out what I'm reading and what I've read. Something else I did last week right before my husband's surgery, which I did a blog post and video on, was I went over to Orlando and I visited the store Knitcessities. So check that out. It was part of my Florida yarn store tour. And there's a video on YouTube, and there's a blog post on coastalknitsandpearls.com that you can check out. It's a really adorable store. I really enjoyed my visit. Very nice folks, and will definitely return. I didn't buy anything while I was there. I was just checking it out because my husband had to run an errand over in Orlando. But definitely check that out. And I always love to hear from folks. I have a lot of people that comment on YouTube videos or send messages through Ravelry, but you can also contact me directly on my email, coastalknitsandpearls@gmail.com. I love to connect with all my fellow knitters and especially Floridian knitters, so feel free to reach out with questions or comments or to share your latest project with me. I had someone say that they want to knit socks and they bought a little machine that they're going to test out, and I would love to see how that project turns out. So until next week, happy knitting.